Hello, College of the Desert. Wendy Ansley here, kinesiology professor. Today we have a well-rounded sequence for you, and we're going to have 2 blocks and a strap nearby. The theme for our sequence is passion for Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, passion for upward facing dog. What is passion? It's a strong enthusiasm and it's an excitement. And this is what I have for this posture. This posture, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, it seems simple and it's profound for a back bend. This is a back bend, but it is energizing and it challenges you to root through the hands and root through the tops of the feet and open the chest and open the heart. And with that, simple upward facing dog is also known to release depression, release fatigue. And at an emotional level, anytime you open your chest and you open your heart, perhaps that leads you to love yourself more, love others, spread kindness, and have compassion. Some of the benefits of upward facing dog are to strengthen the spine, to strengthen the arms, and strengthen the wrists. Let's get started at the edge of our mat here. 2 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Pada Bandha, awaken those arches in the feet. Spread those toes. Feel the energy rise from the feet through those active legs, up the spine, out to the crown of the head. Let's do 2 quarter Sun Salutations, awakening. Awaken those arches, inhale. Draw those arms up, energy out the fingertips. If we can kind of straighten those arms with the shoulders away from the ears, maybe we draw those palms together. On the exhale, we're going to swan dive down into a little dynamic forward fold. Heel and toe, just awakening. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. The tailbone is out and back, and you're gazing forward and down. Exhale, come into a little forward fold. Try to get those hips over the ankles and the midfoot. Breathe into the back side of the body. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. This is where we open the chest, we open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Inhale, draw those arms up, energy out those fingertips. Gaze up and look up. Exhale, swan dive down into a little dynamic forward fold. Heel and toe, beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back. Exhale, come into a deep forward fold. Keep those hips over the ankles and the midfoot. Breathe into this back side of the body. Draw the sternum and chest close to the shins. Gently bend the knees. We're going to swan dive up. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Hands folded in prayer, Anjali Mudra. Let's lower our head to our fingertips here. And just take a moment to set our intention for our practice today. Perhaps we have a friend, a family member, someone who could use positive energy and kindness today. Perhaps we dedicate our practice to them. With our efforts, with our energy, with our breath. Gently look up. Beautiful. Urdhva Hastasana. Again, continue to awaken those arches. Awaken those feet. Spread those toes. We lift. We follow that energy from the tops of the feet out those legs. Pada Bandha. Inhale, draw both arms up. Let's come into a little lateral release here. Let's clasp around the right wrist. I like to make my thumb and index finger together and shift the weight over to the left here, but we're opening the right side body and yet drawing that left hip forward just a bit. Breathe into that release of the right side body. Inhale, rise. Clasp around the left wrist and shift over to the right here, opening that left side body and drawing that right hip forward. Breathe it, own it. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. Maybe we still need to do a few dynamics as we're still awakening. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, the thighs, or the ground. Feel the tailbone out and back. Halfway lift. On the exhale, we're going to frame the feet. We're going to step back into Falakasana here. Press through those palms, engage those shoulders here. Draw the belly button to the spine and have the heels over the balls of the feet. Strong plank, core awakening. Spread those fingers and even root through those finger pads. Draw energy from the ground. Gently release. On this transition, we're going to do a knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time. Knees, chest, and chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Hands by the chest, tailbone out and back. Breathe into that backside body. Gently send those legs back, feet about hip width apart. Hands a few inches below the bra strap here, near the lower ribs. Easy cobra. Press to the tops of the feet. Knees off the ground. Shoulders in line with the elbows. This is a simple awakening of the lower back. On the exhale, lead with those hips. Walk those hands forward a few inches. Press into Urdhva Mukha, down dog. Feet are hip width apart. We're thinking about firming those thighs. And we're continuing to press through those palms. The fingers are spread. We're rooting with all the fingers, but a little bit more of the second and the third fingers. Breathe into any stiffness. Breathe into any pain. Beautiful transition. Walk the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back, hands to the shins, thighs are the ground. Exhale, come into a deep forward fold. Have the hips over the ankles. Come more to the midfoot. Hips over the knees and the ankles, but come more to the midfoot. Still lifting those arches in those feet. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. Open the chest. Open the heart. Urdhva Hastasana with a little back bend. Exhale, heart center. Cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Breathe into that intention. Inhale, draw those arms up. Clasp around that right wrist. I like to take my thumb and index finger together, arms up by those ears. Shift over to the left, opening that right side body. Inhale and rise. Clasp around the left wrist and shift over to the right. opening that left side body. Inhale and rise. Exhale, swan dive down into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back. Hands to the shins, thighs, or the ground, or blocks if you use them on the sides. On the exhale, frame the feet. Step back into Falakasana here. Fingers come forward, beautiful. Belly button to the spine. This is where we lightly dome the upper back and we engage those quadriceps. Beautiful core awakening. Truly be present. Gently lower to the knees. Ashtanga pranam. Knees, chest, and chin all at the ground at the same time. If we can, have the hands kind of close to the chest, elbows close to the sides. Knees, chest, and chin. Breathe into that backside body. On the exhale, we're sending those legs back. Feet are hip width apart. Hands a few inches lower than the bra strap, near the lower ribs here. Elbows close to those sides. Knees off the ground, easy cobra. Just breathe into that backside body, still preparing for our practice. On the exhale, lead with those hips. Come into down dog. Press through those palms, draw length in the spine. Firm those thighs. Press the tailbone back and down and the pubis bone back and up. And the shoulder blades here are against the back ribs. Breathe into any stiffness, any pain. Staying in down dog, I want you to draw the feet together in down dog. Heels close to the ground. Firm those thighs. Inhale, draw that right leg up in a one-legged down dog. Exhale, draw the right knee to the chest and the nose round that upper back. Place the right foot next to the right hand. Lower the left knee to the ground. 1 to 2 dynamics as we're preparing for low lunge. Inhale, root through the top of the back foot. Root through the 4 corners of the front foot. Beautiful low lunge. Trying to straighten the arms. If you can, eventually maybe you draw the palms together. This is yoga's #1 preparatory posture. Amazing for the hips, hip flexors especially, and beautiful for the shoulders. The whole body is connected. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently release, hands to the hips. Let's frame the foot, draw the back knee under the hip and tuck the back toe. Right arm joins with the right leg. We're preparing for easy triangle transition. The right palm pushes into the ground, right arm with the right leg, and we draw that left arm up. Energy out the fingertips. If the neck bothers you, you can gaze at the ground or gaze straight ahead. But if you can, gaze up. Breathe into this little lateral release here as we open the front and the back side of the body here in easy Trikonasana, Sukha Trikonasana. Gently release. Let's come back up, both hands on the hips. Let's do a revolved easy triangle. Right hand on the hip, left arm up, belly button to the spine. On the exhale, we're going to draw the left hand directly under that left shoulder. We can keep the right hand on the hip, or we can draw the right arm up. And as you push the palm into the ground, I want you to leverage this rotation of the torso. Top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Gently release, lower that right hand. Frame the foot. Transition on the exhale. Lead with those hips. Come into beautiful down dog, feet hip width apart. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Cleansing breath. Let's do another cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Staying in down dog, but walking the feet together. Press through those palms and firm those thighs and the heels closer to the ground. Inhale, draw that left leg up to about hip level, one-legged down dog. And this is where we connect the back arch and the back leg is straight. On the exhale, this is where we round that upper back. Draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Lower the right knee to the ground, hands to the hips. 1 to 2 dynamics. Now inhale, this is where we draw energy from the ground. From the top of the back foot through the 4 corners of the front foot. Beautiful low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Draw that left hip back and the right hip forward. Inhale, exhale through the nose. You can gaze straight ahead or you may gaze up. Beautiful. Preparing for easy triangle, hands to the hips. Draw, frame the foot now. Draw that back right knee under the hip. Tuck the toes. Have the left arm inside of the left leg. And draw that right arm up, easy triangle. If you can, if the neck bothers you, you're going to gaze at the ground or gaze straight ahead. But if you can, gaze up. Push into the ground. Shoulder is stacked over the other shoulder. We are not slumped. Energy out the fingertips. Breathe into the posture. Feel it. Believe it. Gently release. Both hands come on the hips here. Preparing for a revolved easy triangle. Draw the belly button to the spine. Left arm on the hip. Right arm up. Inhale, create length. Exhale, right hand comes under that right shoulder. And eventually, can you draw this left arm up? Shoulder over the other shoulder and come into this revolved motion of the upper and the middle back here. Awesome. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Way to warm up. Gently release, lower the left hand. Let's frame the foot. Transition on the exhale. Lead with those hips. Come into down dog here. Press through those palms. Beautiful. Cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Sometimes I like to add a modification in down dog. So while we're in down dog here, you're going to bend the knees and draw the chest close to those thighs and just breathe in to that release of the back side body without the hamstring. So drawing the chest close to those bent thighs here. This is just a variation. And every once in a while we explore variations. Draw the chest towards those bent thighs. Breathe into that release. Breathe into both sides of the back. We're going to transition. We're going to gently lower the knees to the ground here. Walk those hands back in tabletop. Now I want you to draw the knees together so they touch. We're going to warm up our wrists a little bit. And we're going to have the fingers pointing towards you, and the hands are touching. The hands are actually touching. So it would look like if I was to, right? This is what it looks like. Hands are touching. Hands are touching. They're directly under the shoulders here. Shoulders over kind of the heel of the hands, fingers touching. We're rocking forward and back. Forward and back. A few of you who have, if you're uncomfortable here, you're going to hold this. We're warming up our wrists. If you have a little bit of flexibility in your practice with your feet together, you're going to lift up into down a version here of a wrist relief here. Feet are together, fingers pointing towards us. And the legs make a similar kind of little motion of a down dog here. Good. Breathe into this relief. Breathe into wrist flexibility. Wrist strength. Gently lower the knees back to the ground. It's a challenging one. I want you to circle those wrists. Circle the other direction. Awesome. Coming back into tabletop. Knees hip width apart here. Shoulders over the hands, tuck those toes. Let's walk the palms forward just a few inches. Lead with those hips. Again, press through those palms. Spread those fingers. Draw the shoulder blades down the back ribs. Firm those thighs. Breathe evenly on the left side and the right side. And work on lowering the heels closer to the ground. Walk the hands and the feet towards one another at the same time. Inhale, halfway lift, tailbone out and back, hands to the shins, thighs, or the ground, hands under the shoulders. Exhale, come more to the midfoot on this forward fold. It's okay to widen the feet and gently bend the knees if we need to, if we're working on this hamstring flexibility, but keep coming more to that midfoot and still always keep those arches of the feet engaged. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up. So we open the chest, we open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Awesome. Utilizing the blocks, the bricks. Part of the reason we utilize these blocks is it allows us often to refine postures. It allows us to kinesthetically feel postures a little bit more. So here we take the blocks and we make them shoulder width apart. I love to explore this thing called the roller coaster. It's a dynamic exploration of down dog and up dog. So the blocks are on the mat and they're about shoulder width apart. We have the heel of the hand on the blocks. On the exhale, we're going to come into down dog. Good. Press through the heel of the hand. Draw the shoulder blades down the back ribs. And breathe evenly into the right and the left side of the back. In this roller coaster, we're going to stay on the balls of the feet and explore. Here we are. Exhale, down dog. Now inhale, we stay on the balls of the feet. Urdhva Mukha, down dog, a variation. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, staying on the balls of the feet here. Gaze up and look up. Exhale, down dog. It just feels good. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, pull that chest forward, broaden the collarbones. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lead with those hips. Down dog. One more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down dog. Awesome. Preparing for Crescent Moon here. Draw the left knee to the chest and the nose. This is where we round that upper back. Place the left foot next to the left hand. Come onto that ball of the back foot. Heel over the ball of the back foot. Belly button to the spine. Front leg is parallel to the ground. Draw the energy. Gaze forward. Beautiful. If we can, maybe the palms come together. Connect to the front leg is parallel. Back leg is straight and strong. Find your driste, that's your gaze. Find your strength. Find your breath. On the exhale, hands to the hips. Heel of the hand on the blocks. Transition back to down dog. Cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. On the exhale, draw the right knee to the chest and the nose. Round the upper back. Place the right foot next to the right hand. And transition, hands to the hips. The back heel is lifted, right? Here you are in the ball of the back foot. Firm that right hip. Front leg parallel to the ground. Inhale, draw those arms up. Strength, build strength. Back leg is straight. Front leg parallel to the ground. Find your driste straight ahead. If you want to draw those palms together, find your strength. Gently release, hands to the hips. Hands to the blocks. Transition back to down dog. Stay here several breaths. Inhale, exhale through the nose. We're going to walk the feet together into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. You can press the hands into the bricks. Feel the tailbone out and back. Lengthen the cervical vertebrae of the neck as you gaze forward and down. Exhale, come into deep forward fold. Allow that back side of the body to open up. Come more to that midfoot. Gently bend the knees. Swan dive up. Open the chest. Open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Love it. Moving the blocks here off to the side. You may keep a block nearby to help you refine as we explore Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. Come to the center of the mat, Tadasana. Awaken those arches. Active legs. Broaden the collarbones. Shoulders in line with the ears. Next time you stand in line, stand strong, stand proud. Build strength, open the chest, open the heart. Hands up by the chest, elbows up. We're gonna add a little bit of a hop as we explore a 5-point star here. Press outer edge of the foot. Root under the big toe mound. Press even through that pinky toe. Awaken the arches of the feet. Belly button to the spine. Take those arms behind you, interlace those fingers, and draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Shoulder blades are touching here. Beautiful. Broaden the collarbones. Inhale, create length. Exhale, come forward. Beautiful, wide-legged forward fold. Trying to get the hands almost close to the ground and the head through the legs. We're gonna stay here a few breaths. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Calm the mind. Inhale, root and rise. Root with both feet, belly button to the spine. Inhale and rise. Cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Preparing for extended triangle. We're going to adjust as I mirror you here. Your left foot is pointed straight ahead. The left heel intersects with the back arch or the back heel. The back foot rotates in 15 degrees. The left knee, as I mirror you here, is pointed straight ahead. Okay? Pointed straight ahead, and that left foot is pointed straight ahead. So I mirror you. Beautiful. Inhale, create length. Exhale, come forward. So you're going to take your left hand to the shin or to your block here. Energy out the fingertips. Draw the top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Beautiful. Shoulder over the other shoulder and not slumping forward. I like to breathe into that back hip. Breathe into this posture. Breathe into our intention. Inhale and rise. This is where we're going to take that left arm, brush the ceiling. Beautiful. And allow that right arm to kind of weigh you down and release that left hip up a bit. Beautiful. Cleansing breath. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Adjusting your right foot. Maybe adjusting that block here and placing it outside of this right foot if you have it. Right foot pointed straight ahead as I mirror you here. Back foot 15 degrees. I like to sometimes place those hands and feel that front hip come back and that back hip come forward. Shoulders away from those ears. Inhale, create length. Exhale, reach towards my wall. Come to the shin, shoulder over the other shoulder. Eventually, maybe I come to the block. Shoulder over the shoulder, top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Inhale and rise. Take that right arm, brush the ceiling. Allow that left arm to weigh you down and open that right hip. Open that right side of the body. Gently release. Come back to this 5-point star here. Press outer edges of the feet. Awaken those arches. Heel toe it in. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. We're going to take the blocks and we're going to come to the ground here. And the blocks are about shoulder width apart. We're going to come onto our stomachs. I like to take the blocks then kind of near the lower ribs, an inch or two below the bra strap. Fingers are pointed straight ahead, elbows close to the side. We're going to press through the tops of the feet, which are hip width apart. We're going to press through those blocks. Inhale, transition, Urdhva Mukha. Draw the pelvis forward. Press through the palms. Active, strong legs. Press through the tops of the feet. Pelvis forward. Broaden the collarbones. The shoulder blades come back and towards one another. And the heart comes up. We open the heart. If we can, we gaze up and look up. Sacrum towards the knees. Gaze up and look up. Active, strong legs. Exhale, come over the tops of the feet. Come into downward facing dog. Adjust the blocks if you need to. Heel of the hands on the blocks. Breathe into down dog. Breathe into the stiffness. Own it. Love it. Breathe into it. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Transition, walk it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come into forward fold. Gently bend the knees, swan dive up, open the chest, open the heart. Exhale, heart centered. Way to put forth effort, you guys. I'm very, very proud of you. We just do what we can do when we practice this new movement. We step on our mat. And it all adds up. It all adds up. Holding the block, if you have the block, we're going to come into Revolve Triangle. We're going to start with the left foot out in front. The right foot is 45 to 60 degrees. This is a few inches shorter than a full leg length, just a couple inches shorter, okay? Trying to get both hips to face forward. Front heel intersects with the back heel. The goal of Revolve Triangles is to simply take, right, the upper and the middle back and revolve it. If you have a block, we can use this as a prop. Left arm is on the hip, Right arm is up, holding the block. Inhale, create length. Exhale, lower. For most of us, we're going to keep the block on the inside of the foot as we leverage this revolved motion. If we have it in our practice, we may take the block on the outside, shoulder over the other shoulder. Eventually, can I draw that arm up? Inhale, exhale through the nose. Stable back foot, stable back leg, stable back hip, but really revolve this torso rotation. Top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Yoga is the science of healthy living. Left hand on the hip, gaze at the big toe. Inhale, root and rise. How we get in and out of the posture is so important. Come back to Tadasana. Cleansing breath, inhale. Exhale. Yes, beautiful. The way we transition in and out is so incredible. Keeping the right leg out in front. Heel to heel intersects. Beautiful. Try to draw both hips facing forward. Right hand on the hip, left arm is up with that block, belly button to the spine. If you don't have a block, just keep on going. Inhale, create length. Most of us are going to place the block on the inside of this right foot and work on leveraging this rotation. If you've practiced with me before and you want to place the block on the outside, you can. This is where we revolve this torso. We keep the hand on the hip, or we draw that right arm up. Top ribs back, bottom ribs forward. Leverage this revolved rotation. Stable back foot, stable hips. Shoulder over the other shoulder. Right hand on the hip. Gaze at that right big toe. Inhale, root, and rise. Beautiful. Step forward, cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's take those blocks out. Let's have fun again. So here we have the blocks. And we are placing them shoulder width apart. Our torso comes between the blocks. And the blocks are, an inch or two below the bra strap line. Near the lower ribs, we're pressing through the tops of the feet. This is where we're going to shimmy. This is wrist strength, arm strength. We're going to do the best that we can. Press through those blocks, press through the tops of the feet, and shimmy as we come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Press through the tops of the feet. Active, strong legs. Draw the pelvis forward. Shoulders away from the ears. Shoulder blades going towards one another. Open the chest. Open the heart. Press through the wrists. Gaze up. Look up. Sacrum towards the knees. exhale, lead with those hips. Come into beautiful downward facing dog. Breathe into any stiffness, any pain. Gently lower the knees. Wide-legged child's pose. You're going to love this. Big toes touching. Widen the knees. Press those blocks forward a bit. We are lengthening the spine. Palms are going to rest on the blocks, forehead to the ground, hips towards the heels. And we're going to stay in wide-legged child's pose for a while. Lengthening the spine, giving ourselves a little bit of a break here. Good. Feel the spine lengthening, the armpits opening. Close those eyes. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently release. Come out of this pose. Great job, you guys. We're going to explore Gomukhasana, a hip opener. We'll probably have a block nearby as I mirror you here. And we might even have a strap nearby. Okay. For the shoulders. Beautiful. We're going to start seated back here. And we're going to draw the legs up. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg, and I'll mirror you here. And for many of you, this is a challenge. We have to kind of come forward sometimes to work on this crossing. And then perhaps sitting back on a heel, on a block to help us into this crossing, okay? You're not alone. This is a challenge. You come forward, you adjust yourself, but we're opening those hips here, okay? And if you get frustrated and just want to, sit with both legs extended straight, you can, okay? That's okay. We're breathing into this hips, and we're going to add an incredible shoulder opener to this. Both heels near the hips awaken those arches. Good. So breathe into this release of the hips. We're rooting through both sitting bones. As I mirror you here, you're going to draw the left arm up, and some of you might need a strap. So I put the thumb through that D-ring here. As I draw this left arm up, I'm going to guide with my right arm here up near the elbow. I'm guiding the left fingertips down the spine here. Beautiful, as I mirror you here. But I'm also pressing through my head through the top of that left arm. Gomukhasana arms, cow face arms. This is shoulder therapy. Now I'm going to take the right arm, thumb towards me, and I'm going to clasp a hold of this strap. Or I'm going to clasp my fingers if I can. Beautiful. And I'm going to work on still pressing my head into the top of that arm, lengthening the cervical vertebrae. My top arm is an external rotation. My bottom arm is internal rotation. Two different things. But my whole body is connected. body, mind, and spirit. Through my inhales, I lengthen my spine. On the exhales, I simply kind of melt into the ground. It's okay to close those eyes and trust the process. This is an amazing posture. Gently release. Let's do a cleansing breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. This is where we're going to come forward a little bit. If we have a block, we're going to add a forward fold. If we have a block, maybe we're just going to work on drawing those fingers forward and lowering the head to the block. You can go different levels. Good. There we go. Resting the forehead onto the block and breathing into the release of the outer hips, but also the back side of the body. Inhale and rise. Gently release. Draw both legs up. And this time we're going to cross the left over the right. And we may come forward and maybe utilize a block to help us come back into this posture. It's okay to come forward and back. Good. Keeping the heels near the buttocks and awakening those arches in the feet. Root through the sitting bones and breathe into this outer release of the hips, known as Gomukhasana. If you want to use the strap, you can. You can draw the thumb through that right arm as I mirror you here. Draw the fingers down the spine and just a beautiful release here as we explore this external rotation of the top arm. We place the head in the back of the upper arm and we create length in the cervical vertebrae. We take the left arm, draw the thumb towards us, and clasp hold of the strap, or we walk those fingers up the spine, huge for shoulder mobility, and work on interlacing the fingers here. But continue to press the head into the back of the top arm. Breathe into these arms. Inhale, exhale into this release. Close those eyes, but yet open the shoulders, open the mind. We're going to gently, slowly release. Beautiful. We're going to take the block in front and we're going to explore this release of the outer hips here. We're either going to walk the palms forward a little bit, come forward if we can. Maybe rest the forehead to the block, whatever angle you want to do with the block, and just let go. Gently come up. I love it. Ah, beautiful. Releasing the block, coming forward probably to come out here. Here we are in our hands and knees, and let's explore the opposite of Gomukhasana. We're going to come into an internal rotation now. Half frog and half splits. So we're going to start with your right leg as you press outer edge of your right leg as I mirror you here. And now you're going to take that left leg and you're going to come onto the inner arch. The inner arch of that left foot is directly under that knee. And we're going to rock forward and back here and just kind of know that this is an incredible posture for the pelvic hip girdle. Half frog, half splits. Beautiful. So that left foot, the toes are pointed out, inner edge of the foot, right? And then that right extended leg, I'm trying to kind of press outer edge of that right foot. If you can, you're going to come lower onto the forearms, kind of lowering the chest here. We're breathing into these hips. These hips are aligned with both knees here. And we're sending that pubis bone back. Close those eyes. Inhale, exhale through the nose. I just felt my little hip pop. So kind of got an alignment there. This is good. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently come out of this posture. Beautiful, coming to all fours. This is not easy. Sometimes we come out of these postures, they're incredible, right? Now we're gonna extend the left leg, pressing outer edge of that left foot, hands under the shoulders. And we're gonna shimmy our way here as we take this right leg, as I mirror you here, and press inner edge of the right foot, and the ankle is in line with the right knee here. We're going to press outer edge of that left foot. Both hips are in line with the knees. We're going to rock forward and back, just exploring this movement. Eventually, possibly, we come onto this forearms. We continue to press through the extended leg here of this left foot, and we press through that inner arch of the right foot. Hips are in line with both knees. We're lowering the chest. We're sending that pubis bone back, and we're breathing into the release of the hips. It's okay to close those eyes. Trust the process here. So this well-rounded sequence today. I'm challenging you. Coming out of the pose here. Coming on back to the hands. Drawing the knees together. Beautiful. I love it, you guys. I love it. Coming onto our stomachs now. We are getting prepared for a back bend. Bhujangasana Cobra. But more of an extended cobra than when we warmed up. We're going to start resting the forehead to the ground. We're going to press through the tops of the feet. They're going to be hip width apart, but we're just going to kind of regenerate here. Tucking the chin in light slightly. And just relax several breaths. This is going to be a spinal extension. We're going to take those hands and bring them back near our lower ribs, a few inches below the bra straps. We're going to press to the tops of the feet. We're going to hover the hands off the ground, 2 inches off the ground. Knees off the ground. Now we're pressing the palms into the ground. We're going to inhale and rise. Pubis bone to the ground. Inhale and rise. Spinal extension here. Inhale and rise. Inhale and rise. Inhale and rise, spinal extension. Press to the tops of the feet, pubic bone to the ground, knees off the ground, shoulders away from those ears, elbows close to the sides. Gaze up, look up, breathe into this beautiful back bend. Gently lower. Resting the forehead to the ground. If the neck doesn't bother you, maybe you're going to take the right side of the head near the ear to the ground. And listen to the sound of the birds here. What a beautiful sequence of effort you've had today. What a beautiful sequence of postures. Drawing the forehead to the ground again. Tuck the chin into slightly. Press to the tops of the feet. Hands maybe 2 inches below the bra strap. Over the hands. Now press the hands into the ground near the lower ribs. Elbows close to the side. Inhale and rise. Inhale and rise. Pubis bone to the ground. Knees off the ground. Gaze up. Look up. Inhale, exhale through the nose. Gently lower. Forehead to the ground. Lower the left ear, side of the head to the ground. If you can, if the neck bothers you, forehead to the ground. Press the forehead to the ground. Beautiful. Transition. To come out of this pose, we're going to do another wide-legged child's pose. Big toes touching. Widen those knees. Palms shoulder width apart. Press through those palms. Send those hips back. Close those eyes. Tuck the chin in just slightly. And inhale. Exhale through the nose, neutralizing the spine. Gently come out of that pose. Beautiful. Come into a tabletop. And we are going to come into a seated position, Dandasana here. We're going to root through those sitting bones here. We're going to draw, lengthen the spine as we explore Pashimotasana, wet stretching pose. Some of us might use the strap to help us come forward. And some of you, if you have a hard time sitting up straight, you might even sit on a blanket to help elevate you and move that pelvis forward. You might even sit on a block or even a pillow to help you draw that pelvis forward so you're not kind of slumping. And anatomically, sometimes we can't help that, the way that we're built. So we're working on that pelvis to come forward. Dorsiflexion of both the feet, outer edges of the feet come back. I'm a little bit flexible, so I like to take the blocks here And they remind me to outer edge of the feet come back, so I engage my quadriceps to release my hamstrings. Inhale, create length. Exhale, I'm reaching towards the wall. Reaching, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches farther, and we're going to hold here several breaths. Inhale and rise. Maybe that wasn't long enough. Well, we're going to hold longer. That was like a little warm up. I like to sometimes do something twice. Rooting through those sitting bones, drawing length. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come forward. 2, 3, 4 inches farther. Outer edges of the feet rotating back. Let everything go. Breathe into that backside. Exhale longer than the inhale. Inhale and rise. Beautiful. Coming into lying down spinal twist. Almost there, guys. We're going to lie on our backs. We're going to clasp around the shins here lightly. And think about just drawing the knees towards the chest. Breathing evenly into the left and the right side of the lower back tailbone towards the ground. Both knees on top of one another, we're guiding them to the right here. Right hand on top of the left knee, and we're going to press that left palm to the ground. Think about the left shoulder going towards the ground, and we're going to stay here several breaths. Beautiful. Let everything go. So good for the upper and the middle back. This lying down spinal twist. Gently come back center. Guiding both knees over to the left. This is where we're going to extend that right palm. Keep the right hand on top of the right knee, and the knees are stacked on top of one another. So the left hand on top of the right knee. Press that right palm to the ground. Think about getting the right shoulder to the ground. Breathe into that beautiful release of the upper and the middle back. Gently release. Clasp a hold of the shins. And just think about drawing length. This is a spine lengthener too, Apanasana. Tailbone towards the ground. Just breathe evenly on the right and the left side. As we come out of this pose, preparing for our Shavasana, we're going to draw length. I like to reach my arms and legs out one last time, neutralize the spine a little bit. What a beautiful sequence we had, giving energy and honor to beautiful Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. It's a simple, profound, but yet challenging posture. And we got to just highlight it and practice it together. As we prepare for our Shavasana, we think about that intention we set today. We think of how we opened our hearts today, how we opened our minds. We think about nourishing our light and finding the light in others. Let everything go. Namaste means to recognize the light in others, right? And to be the light. Let everything go. Stay here as long as you need.